Okay, this is a different kind of a video. For once, we're going to show you like a Zebra printer, and that's not the only kind of printers we can provide, but I want you to see the printer performance as it relates to how label connector works when it's printing. We have plenty of videos on how to design the labels, how to get it set up and running, but I want you to see how it can perform when it's all done and it's set up with a printer. And again, the 110xi4 is a printer that we will sell in certain cases in heavy duty applications or thermal transfer applications, but we're just using that as an example for this video so you can get a feel for like how the order will print. So what I've got pulled up on the screen here is a sales order from the sample database that QuickBooks provides, and the same sales order when it's pulled up in QuickBooks, looks like this, right? 8804, here's all the items, the whole order is there. What you do in Label Connector is you pull up that order by putting that sales order number in, and we can do POs, invoices, receipts, all kinds of things from QuickBooks Enterprise. But basically, here's what it looks like when we pull that order into Label Connector. It pulls the whole order up same way. I can scroll down here, but I've got that part off the screen right now so you can see the video of the printer. But so by default, I've got it set to print, the quantity from the order as the quantity to print. I can make that so that it prints, just one label per item with the quantity from the order on the label. But for this video, we're just going to print the quantity of the order so you can get a feel for like what it does when it's printing. So basically, depending on the size of your database and your network speeds and things like that, pulling the data in, like when we pulled the order and fetched it here, and when we're printing and gathering data for the printing, it will depend on your network speed and the size of your database. We always have everybody test it, run the trial. We've never had somebody not buy it because of the performance, because still, if you have huge orders, if it takes some pausing between some of the items, you can just start the job and walk away, and you're still saving a ton of time printing this whole order worth of labels, right? So this is just the case where you're using orders to print. So what it's going to do, and it's the nature of thermal printers and printing in general, is if we're going to do 3 of this first item, it'll print 3 quickly, and then it'll be a slight pause, and then it pulls the second item and it'll print 4, and then a slight pause, and then it'll print 3, and then a slight pause, and we'll do 12. I'll uncheck the 50 here because that's too many for our purposes for this video. So you'll get a sense for like how quickly this prints with a sample database. This is a smaller database, but still, as I say, you could print huge orders and you don't have to sit there and do one at a time. It's going to go through that whole order whether you're standing there or not by the printer. So in this case, what I'm going to do is just uncheck all, and then we'll just go ahead and just select some of these items. We'll do the 12 because that's a good test amount. And this is probably enough items so you can just watch this print on the Zebra printer. You'll probably be able to hear it in the video as well in the background. I've got it just around the corner here. So this is like a 3.5 by 1 labels with just 3 pieces of data on it, just something representative for what this can do. So we'll go ahead and just print this, and you'll notice it'll pause slightly between each of these items because what it's doing is it's sending a whole new job down with this item's data. So it's a whole different amount of type of data that has to print on those labels. So you'll see the 3 come out quickly, the 4 come out quickly, the 2, and then the 12, etc. It'll go right down through the whole order. But you'll see here that you don't have to do anything or intervene. It just does the whole order with one press. So that's the way we advertise it. Pull up the order with one click, you're printing. So here we go. 3, 4, 2, 12, 2, 5. So that's it. So it went through those items that I selected. So by default, what you would do generally is you just say get order. They're already all selected here, and you just press print, and it would go down through this whole order and print them. So it's a huge time saver. That's why everybody loves the software. Again, this particular printer doesn't really matter. We have printers anywhere from $395 to $1,200. You can use your printer. We're just giving, we provide printers if people need them, and we support them. But again, this will work with your thermal printer as well. So hope this helps just give you kind of a general sense for performance with Label Connector and how it's going to operate. Again, if people have like a 1.5 gigabyte QuickBooks database that's all the way across the network that 10 users are hitting, the performance will be different. So you need to test that. But again, we've never had somebody not buy the software for that reason, because in the end, it's still a huge time saver no matter what. It just kind of depends on, the size of your database and other network parameters for performance. How good is your server, things like that. Hope this helps. And if you have any questions, please contact AccuWare about Label Connector for QuickBooks Enterprise. Thank you. QuickBooks Enterprise.